Into It Sold Not For Sale podcast. Coach Colin here in the vacation studio right now. Joe Rogan. A lot of people on Twitter are saying that Joe Rogan's going to be apologizing for what he just said about the Mexican president. I don't think he's going to. I don't really see a need for an apology. He didn't say it in a bad way. I'll let you guys decide. I'm going to play the clip right now. They're talking about Austin and how great it is. And then they move into the conversation of the new Mexican president. If you didn't know, they elected their first female ever. She is Mexican. She is female. She is Jewish. You know, Mexico is just letting the inclusion flag fly, apparently. And Joe Rogan commented on the whole thing. Now, the key thing is not that she's female, not that she's Mexican, not that she's Jewish, none of that. It's the fact that 37 people were assassinated. I think they were all presidential candidates, and 37 of them were assassinated during the election period, and she got chosen. Now that I find very interesting. Then I did a little digging. Patrick Bet-David and his crew found out some mind-blowing stuff directly from this Mexican dude that actually has business in Mexico about this woman. And believe me, she is bad news. It looks like there's going to be communism on both sides of America, Canada and Mexico. Let's get into it.
You don't have the traffic. It's not a grind. It's in the middle of the country. So if you want to travel to other cities, it's easy to get to. The club situation is amazing. There's so many clubs. There's Cap City. There's Creek in the Cave. There's the Vulcan. There's a Sunset Strip. There's the Mothership. There's what else? The
Black Rabbit.
Black Rabbit. Velveeta Room.
Shakespeare's.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's an amazing situation. It's
Yeah.
like, and you realize like you don't have to live like that. You don't have to be stuck in this crazy city of insane traffic and crime.
Right. I can see 5 comedy clubs from my windows and where I live, and I don't even think anybody in New York has that. I don't think you can look down and see 5 comedy clubs from where you're at any given point.
Look, New York has more clubs and more people, and New York's awesome. It's not a contest.
Right.
It's not a contest. It's like that whole, like, New York is the best. I don't know. If you like it, it's the best. Like, it's whatever's great for you.
Right.
But this is a crazy place right now. And, LA used to be crazy. Mm-hmm. And now LA's just a fucking steaming pile. It's on fire. It's just fucked. Speaking of fire, do you see the sky? You know what that is? In Mexico. Oh, we need to Google this too. Because Mexico has a new president. And I heard that 30 plus presidential candidates were assassinated.
Oh.
That might be just a TikTok meme. So I have to find out. So let's find out in real time. But the sky, the reason why the sky is so cloudy looking, that's smoke from wildfires in Mexico.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they did a controlled burn and they, whoops.
Oh, boy.
They whoopsied. Whoops. Listen, 37, excuse me. Claudia Sheinbaum was elected the country's first female president after a bloody election campaign that saw 37 candidates assassinated. And that's our neighbor. What? We live next to a fucking crack house.
That's on fire.
A crack house on fire run by a Jew. First lady. More than 36 candidates were assassinated, including a local government candidate in Central Puebla State who was killed on Friday, increasing the total number of those killed to 37. Who the fuck would want to run for office in Mexico?
Dude.
That is so crazy. That's so crazy. And look how few people. Look, 20,000 positions to fill and 70,000 candidates. If you have 20,000 positions in America, how many candidates do you have? Probably a lot more because nobody's getting assassinated. Right. That would be one way to start thinning the herd.
Yeah. Taking them out.
I mean, how far away? I mean, sounds crazy, right? This is Mexico. It's not America. We don't, how far away are we from like seeing another JFK type situation?
Man. Now, did you even catch the part that people think he's going to be apologizing about? Right? Most people, you probably didn't even catch it. You're like, well, what is there to apologize about? People are like, oh, he called her a Jew, so he's going to be apologizing soon. I really don't think so. It's not like he was like effing, you know what I mean? Like, he's just talking. He's a comedian. He's smoking a cigar. Like, come on, guys. It's absolutely ridiculous. But what's not ridiculous, well, it kind of is ridiculous in the opposite direction, is the fact that 37 people got assassinated. I would think that you'd have to be associated with the cartels just to run, but also not to be one of those people that gets assassinated. You know what I mean? I would just think 37 people, like, who was doing that? That wasn't, maybe it was different factions, maybe deep state, maybe this person, that person, a guy paid, maybe. I think it's all just one organization just going at it. I would think. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's just the way it works out there. I don't know. But they called that their deadliest election. And then they were talking about why it's important, why that whole election was important. If you guys didn't know, it's not just the most important election in Trump versus Biden. It's the most important election cycle that the world has had in a long time. So Mexico, America, Canada's 2025, but I feel like it might be early 2025. There's some key places in Europe. Russia doesn't matter. Their elections just go, Putin just wins all the time. But there's a lot of key elections with, for lack of a better term, so everybody understands, with a lot of far left people who could potentially be elected. And that's why it's a super important year for elections. You got to think, Trudeau wins again in Canada. Biden wins again. This woman who just won, she won. Do you have any idea what happens to... listen, you're going to understand soon. As soon as I play this clip for you, you're going to understand soon. What happens to this entire continent if now Trump loses the election, Trudeau wins the election? Just think about that. We'll just stick to this continent. Listen. I want you guys to listen to this. Listen to what I just found out about this lady.
So later trimmed its losses to 3.2% drop. Claudine Sheinbaum, landslide presidential victory, and Morena's gains surprised markets, with Chris Turner from ING noting concerns about Morena potentially pursuing market non-friendly policies of constitutional reform. Sheinbaum secured between 58.3 to 60.7 and 60.7 of the vote, and the highest Mexico majority history. Despite market jitters, Sheinbaum acceptance speech aimed to reassure markets by emphasizing a commitment to an autonomous central bank, maintaining the division between economic and political powers, and persevering a disciplined fiscal stance, as noted by JP Morgan. Ricky, what's going on with Mexico right now?
Man, when I'm talking to people, as you guys know, 80% of my family's in Mexico. My dad lives in Mexico. When I'm a dual citizen, I'm a Mexican citizen, American citizen. And when you see things like this, basically what they're going through is they've had so many years of corruption with it used to be more of a two-party system, which was el PRI y el PAN, which is two-party system. Then they kind of started doing Morena, all this other stuff they started coming up with to break up the two-party system. And then what ended up happening was that AMLO, which is a current president, he's our version of a Bernie Sanders, ran for president two presidencies ago, lost. He says he got cheated out of his presidency. And by the way, 100%. When Enrique Peña Nieto and him were running, which was the last president, they took it from him and they say they stole the election, which I believe in. Mexico, it's very, very much real. A lot of intimidation. They'll do care packages. Here it's illegal to do that in Mexico. At the voting booth, they'll do a care package, rice, soap, food, beans, and say,
You're serious?
Oh yeah, of course. You can look it up. I'm dead. You can look it up. They'll give you, and then I'll tell you, who gave you this? Morena. Who gave you this? Morena. Who gave you Morena? So they'll literally be at the voting booth. You give them a care package, and they're switching their vote.
Wow.
Yeah, this is not
My
like
rice is better.
Yeah, exactly. Matter of fact, when the cartels want somebody voted in, they'll do the same thing. This is on behalf of so and so. Obviously it's funded through them. But anyway, going back to this, it's a lot of people. I was getting 80%, 90% of the people saying, "Man, we're Mexico screwed." But then you have the victims, the crybabies. Oh, they do a lot for the people. It's like, no, you guys want to condemn the rich and give it to the poor like you guys are some goddamn Robin Hoods. And so my issue with her more than anything is you got to remember, Mexico is a Catholic country. She doesn't have the beliefs. So First of all, her family got here in the 1920s, which that's fine. That doesn't give you, I'm here in America, I'm a first generation, my devotion's to America. But they got here in the 1920s, they're Jewish, and her parents were communists, open communists that actually fought hard in the rebellion, and they were involved in the scandal with the papers in Panama. So it's not like they're lightweights, just, let's just voice our opinion. No, they're hardcore, and they raised her with these hardcore communist values. And so on top of that, she's a feminist. But just by the way, and I might probably get some heat for this. I really don't give a shit. I don't think any woman should be running any president. The temperament is not there. They're irrational. They don't think with the level head, but that's beside the point. So I understand people wanting to change from the PRI and the PAN and wanting to get away from it. I get it. It's like getting away from the Democrats and the Republicans, go libertarian. I get it. But they went full commie with this one. So we got 6 years of a Bernie Sanders, and now we're getting a 6 years of an AOC. So that's pretty much what it comes down to.
So Ricky, but so would you say that she was elected or selected because there was 37 candidates were assassinated just this year to get to this, right?
So you got to remember, AMLO was voted in. His campaign is abrazos no balazos,
which stands for
hugs not bullets.
Oh, got you.
And so, matter of fact, when Chapo's son was captured in Culiacan, what was it, 4 or 5 years ago? They let him go. They let him go
because they're going to kill everybody.
Right? They were going to. Yeah, but the reality is like, come on, bro. The Mexican guy, he's like, oh, I don't want to. He doesn't have any balls. What it comes down to. And so anyway, this is the group. This is the party that the cartels want because they're light on crime. And so it makes most, so they, ironically, the cartels support not so much communism more than somebody's going to leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah.
And so they're leaving them alone.
Wow.
That's what it comes down to. That's where we're at with them. The worrisome is, again, she's just an older version of an AOC. It's as bad as getting Joe Biden. It's like getting Bernie Sanders and you get an AOC. And the thing with them is their terms are 6 years and you can't get reelected.
Oh, God.
It's what they call them sesenios. So it's not 4 years, it's 6 years. So the country just got 12 years of just straight shit.
Damn it.
Is what happened to them.
No good.
What does that happen? You have family there.
Yeah, of course.
What do they see in the economy? What do they see happening?
No, they don't like it because of the same. It goes back to it's like if Bernie Sanders was running the country here, you can't build a bit. Even you talk to a taxi driver, they want to tax. You want to sell a taco, they'll tax it. They want you. They overregulate. They want to control everything. They think people are. The thing about communists is that they think people are stupid and that they can't fend for themselves, so they have to fend for you. So all the crybaby, self-proclaimed victims love them because the government's going to help us. No, you think you're a goddamn idiot. And so that's what's happening with the economy. As a matter of fact, I sent messages yesterday to my people in Mexico because I have employees over there. How are you feeling? They're like, we hate it. This is ridiculous. We can't work. We can't do this. We can't do that. And so, and a lot of people don't understand, like, oh, is it that bad? Well, you got to remember, at one point in time, Venezuela was a thriving economy. Mm-hmm. Look what happened when you got Maduro and Chavez. To think that it can't happen to Mexico is the most naive thing that you can think. It's stupid. Every country that has let in socialism eventually opened the door for communism.
Venezuela.
Whew, man, this is wild. Ooh-wee. Maybe Joe Rogan will be apologizing just based on who she's connected to. Holy. All right, Mexican president, woman. How funny is it that this guy's like, I don't think any woman should be elected. I'm sorry to the women out there. I thought that was hilarious. Wow. Let's just write in communist. Let's just go straight to it. Let me see. Let's see if I can find anything on her being communist. Brave has this new AI thing that keeps stepping in. And I'm like, hey, I'm not looking for your opinion, AI. This is how every browser's going to be from now on. AI is going to step in and be like, actually, what you're searching for is actually quite problematic. There's no results for what you're looking for. Makes history. See, you're not going to find anything on her being this way. Like, how long was it before people knew? I just started talking about it. People just a few years ago were talking about Klaus Schwab and his connection to the Nazi Party. How are you going to find anything about her connection? Family, communists. Wants to be mayor. And she's 61 years old. I have to say, looks great for 61. I mean, let's just be real right now. Times of Israel. I'm sure they love this lady. And hey, all good. I'm sure she's great. And just because her parents are communists doesn't mean she is. But if they raise her with those values, at the very least, she'll step in and be a socialist. And just like that gentleman said, every place that opens up to socialism can easily be taken in by communism. A socialist take on the, oh no, anti-imperialism. Yeah, she's anti-imperialism. This is no good. So I can't find anything on her family exactly. I'm going to look into it a little harder, a little more. Let me just see if I can jump into the family. But that is the gist. Now think about what's going to happen. She is now there. She has these type of values. Trudeau's up top. He definitely has those kind of values. I mean, it runs in his family, right? The Castro family is just, they're into that kind of thing. And then Biden wins again. It's just all socialist, all communist type people from the top of the continent all the way to the bottom. And then it's just connected to South America from there. It's not a good look. It's really not a good look. I don't know what's going to happen here. Let's go Control F. Put in communist here. Nothing pops up. So nothing. We're not finding anything that her family's actually a part of some communist party. But I'll do some more searching and see if I can find. They don't even talk about her parents at all. Let's see. Spouse, parents. Ooh, there's her parents. Okay. Carlos Scheinbaum. Okay. And her mom's Ana Padro Camino. Wait a second. She goes by both names? Ugh. That is socialist. Can't go by both names, buddy. Here, I'll see if I can find anything on her mom. Oh, never mind. Hold on, people. Let's go into here. So her dad was a part of the Communist Party. Let's see here. A little biography. Born in 1933 in Mexico. Father was an Ashkenazi Jewish person, originally from, what's that say, Lithuania, who, Mexico. Her father had jewelry trade and is rumored to have been involved in activities related to the Mexican Communist Party. That's exactly what this gentleman was talking about, as part of the youth protests in the 1960s. Whoa, okay. Scheinbaum, what is that? Yossi Levitz studied chemical engineering. Smart guy. Okay, so he was definitely a part of that movement. And it's very short. This is his whole Wikipedia, and I know Wikipedia is not the best place to be searching for things. I'm sure they'll end up taking that out when necessary, but interesting that the dad was definitely involved with the Mexican Communist Party. Now, how about her mother? Sorry, let me switch off here. I know you guys don't care about that thing, but we do have one parent that was involved in it. It would make sense that her mother was either for it or was just, I don't care what Carlos does, I love him kind of thing. Either way, we do have a little bit of a connection there. So it's not out of the ordinary that she would have learned these values from her father, right? I mean, I'm the head of my family. You know, my kid hears me constantly talking about this type of stuff, talking about what's good about Trump. It's a baby right now, but eventually he'll be a 10-year-old, 12, right? Like, and I'm still going to be talking like this. I'm still going to be giving my opinions, or we're probably going to have political talks, and I'm going to talk about why communism's so bad. And you know what I mean? Like, it just happens. So definitely, that gentleman is definitely a credible source that was on the Patrick Bet David podcast. Again, there's a lot to worry about there. Canada's going communist already. Mexico is having somebody who has those type of values. We're going to have to see how it unfolds. Like that guy said, it could be for the next 12 years. A country can transform dramatically in 12 years. Everybody knows. If you're in America right now and you're over 40, you know how much a country can transform in 12 years, right? So we'll have to see what happens. But for right now, I would say this is bad news. And it's not because she's Jewish. It's because she's might be communist. I'm just saying. Let me know in the comments. You think Joe Rogan's going to have to apologize for what he said? I do not think he's going to have to apologize. Nor do I think he should. Joe Rogan has no problem with Jewish people. Like, come on. Let's stop it. Pretty sure his manager's Jewish. Like, come on. His best friend's Ari Shaffir. Like, let's leave that alone. But here's the thing. Showing support for Trump, which he kind of does. He tries to sit on the fence, but more often than not, he's saying positive things about Trump, negative things about Biden. The mainstream media may take these comments and run with them, just like they did recently to Byron Donalds. I don't know if you heard about that. Byron Donalds mentioned Jim Crow in a talk 3 times. And because he did that, CNN took an opportunity to say that he was nostalgic for the Jim Crow era for black people, as a black man himself. They also took it and ran and said that he actually thinks that black people were better off under Jim Crow than they are today. They do absolutely wild things, especially if it's disgracing or discrediting anybody who would align themselves with Donald Trump or support Donald Trump. They'll take it to the highest degree. So we'll see what he does with what they do with Joe Rogan. Other than that, guys, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I gotta take the wife and the kid out somewhere. I'm in vacation mode.